Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amina and I make videos about education, about lifestyle. I make vlogs when I go and travel. Specifically, I make videos about going to university and doing a postgraduate degree. So I just graduated with my PhD in cancer and cell biology, and so I make videos about how to get into a PhD and funding and masters and things like that. But I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. As you can probably tell from the title, I'm going to show you a few different hijab styles for a woman who has to have the hijab out of her way. So that could be for a teacher, for a doctor, for a scientist, for a nurse, anyone who needs a hijab style that's going to cover you appropriately but also is not going to be all flappy and in the way. The thing that I take into consideration is that when you do wear your hijab, you want to kind of put things into your ear. So that might be a stethoscope if you're a nurse or a doctor. That might be headphones if you're, for example, like me, a scientist. Working in quiet environments and working all by yourself, many a times you do need to have headphones in your ears just to listen to some radio, or, you know, I don't know, even be on a phone call if you want to while you're doing your experiments. And it's constantly putting things in and out. So you want a style where you're not messing up your hijab every single time you want to access your ears. So my PhD was mostly in the lab, and all day I was in the lab, and I had to make sure that my hijab wasn't going to move around. It could get contaminated with cells. Now I was dealing with quite dangerous cells, so categories that were quite high and quite dangerous, things like HIV, things like cancer. So I didn't want a hijab style that would mean that the end of my hijab would dip into some cells. So I've kind of perfected my hijab style now, and if you do want to know my hijab journey, then do give me a thumbs up and let me know, because I've been wearing it for about 4 years now. It has been an interesting journey and I would love to share it with you guys if you want to know. So let's get straight into it. I do believe that certain hijab materials and certain fabrics work better than other fabrics for this. This chiffon hijab, which is a brown color, I've tried to match with my blazer, by the way, and then I've got a purple hijab, which is the exact color as my blazer. Cool, right? Wearing a hijab, you obviously want to stay looking clean, but you also want to look elegant and smart, especially in professional environments. So I've tried to find materials that do look smart, just like chiffon does. Then lastly, I have a jersey hijab. Jersey works quite well because it means that you don't have to wear it. And I just fold the front like this, and then I put it onto my head. Ooh. So I kind of put it as even as I can. It's equal length. And then what I do is I just try to get it covering the bonnet. Like, I used to show it, but I don't like to show it anymore. Fold the top just like that, and then bring it down. Now I've seen a lot of people wear this hijab style, especially recently, but I've been wearing it a lot in the past, especially for uni when I really don't care. I don't like the way it makes my face look, but when I really don't care and I just want it to stay down, this is what I do. And I try to make sure that I've left enough space to allow me to kind of get in and out, and also to allow me to breathe. So the way that I do that is I do like a open mouth test. So I'll open my mouth and I'll just make sure that I can open it without getting stuck, basically. Flick it on either side and you are pretty much good to go. Depending on whether you're in a lab or if you're a teacher or something like that, what I tend to do is, can you see the back? The back is kind of flappy. Now what can happen is, if you're always bending down, that flap can go like that, and it does get a bit annoying, and you have to constantly do this, which is transferring whatever's in your hand onto your scarf. So what I tend to do is just tie it at the back like this. Just give it a little tie. Now it does make it look a little bit more sophisticated, I think. So you've got like a little bit of a tie at the back, and I think it looks quite cute, and it's not going to move at all no matter what you do. So this is my first hijab style. I'm just going to go back to this style here, so back into the middle. Now what you can do is just get one side and just flip it over, and then get the other side and actually tuck it in. So most likely you're probably going to be wearing blazers or something smart when you work in, I don't know, professional environments. So what you can do is just get this side, and what I tend to do is tuck it in. So I'll just tuck it in like this, and I'll leave a little bit at the front like that for coverage. Keep my kind of chest area clean, especially if you're messing around with things and you're not wearing a lab coat, which you should do, by the way. Secondly, sometimes I am wearing like low cut tops or a bit of a tighter top, so that gives me like coverage. I've worn this style like this all day and it will not come out. I also like the fact that this bit looks quite nice, so if you just drape it over like this and you leave a bit of a flap there. Now this may not be the greatest style if you're in the lab, because if you do bend over it will come down, But if you're a teacher or a professor or a lecturer or someone who's not going to be bending down quite a lot, this is, I think, absolutely perfect. Something else that you can do with this style is tuck it in the other side. So you can tuck in the other side, and what you're left with is absolutely nothing to distract you. So this isn't going to move and this isn't going to move. So you've got a nice, neat style, and I really do think this looks very classy, and I think it looks really clean, and I just don't think you can go wrong with it really. And I'll show you what it looks like in the back. And so this is what it looks like from the back, and it just keeps everything neat, and no matter what I do, if I put a lab coat on, if I put stethoscopes on, I can access my ear quite easily. I like this style. So this is the second style. So I'm going to be using my purple pleated hijab. Now, by the way, all of these hijabs came from, yeah, pretty much all of them, yeah, I bought them from AliExpress, and I'll leave a link down below. I think I got 10 of them for about £25. I never wear like the same colour hijab and top, so this looks very weird, but it's okay. This time I like to get this a shorter side. So I like a short side, I have the long side there. I've just sat it on my head. All I do now is I grab the edge here like that, fold it over and frame my face. So now I've got a nice framed hijab, and as you can see, you can't see any hair, you can't see any cap or anything. It's nice and neat. Now I do not pin it here for this one. What I do instead is I go underneath and I grab this bit, grab the smaller bit, and I just bring the larger bit all the way around. I just bring it all the way around, and then I take my straight pin, and then I just pin it. Now it really depends what kind of style you want, but you can play a lot when you have this. So what I sometimes do is I'll just do this. So all I've done is I've just folded one into the other, and I've made little knots, and there you go. Another thing you can do is similar to what we did previously. So you can grab the smaller bit and just tuck it in. Tuck it into the back, and now you've got that coverage again. So you've got the coverage, which means again you can keep yourself clean and everything. And then I just leave this bit out. So I'd either just leave it like this, or you can leave it back and have a little, I like to call it my tail. So I've got a little tail that goes all the way down. I actually quite like it. I think it looks quite nice. Or alternatively, what I sometimes do is I just grab the longer bit and I'll just put a knot in it. And because this chiffon material is so soft, it's very malleable, and you can just do what you want. There you go. So now you've got a knot in it, and that doesn't really move. You can teach, you can stretch, you can reach for your experiments, and it's all covered. And then again, the nice thing is that your ear is very easily accessible. There you go. Matching. I'm going to be using my last chiffon hijab, but this one has no patterns, and it's a bit of a thicker chiffon. So obviously not all chiffon is the same. So this is a bit of a thicker chiffon, which I quite like, and I used to wear this a lot. What I do is I get it into the middle. Because this scarf is a bit thicker, it does kind of fall into place automatically once it's on your head. I used to do this style a lot when I was at university. And I just fold the sides, then I will either pin it down here at the bottom and then just do the same as I did earlier, but except with a point. This was my go-to style. If you watch my PhD vlogs from the beginning, you'll see that I used to wear this style a lot, and it's definitely a very easy style. I can access my ears quite easily, and it just goes back to normal. So, and again, if you have any issues with the back bit, you can just tie them up. And I think it frames your face really well. It does slim your face a little bit. If you want to make it a little bit more slimmer, you can always bring these bits forward a bit. And I think it does frame your face and make it look a little bit more slim. Last but not least, I have my black chiffon. My sister is in medical school, and I introduced her to chiffon hijabs, and her and her friends actually have thanked me ever since, because it's just the easiest material to put stethoscopes in with. My first 2 years of wearing a hijab were with jersey hijabs, which is amazing because I didn't want all the faffing around of pins and everything. You could do that style there. And like I said, you don't need a pin, because all you have to do is flip it over, and that will stay. I promise you it's not going to move. Sometimes what I used to do is wear my hijab like this without tying it, and then when I get to the lab I'll tie it and then just get on with my day and then untie it when I'm leaving. So that's an option. It will stay all day, I promise you, all day, and I have not a single pin. And the nice thing about it is that you can access your ears so easily without needing to change your hijab style or without messing it up. And then you can grab the inside instead of the outside, and then just flick it over, and then just flick over the other side. And now this gives you like a nice kind of bit that frames your face. And so again, I wouldn't have worn this to the lab because it would have been quite inconvenient and like in my way, but I think it does work again if you're teaching, or if you want to look a bit smart, professional, or if you want to wear earrings. This style would work as well because it's not in the way. Getting things in, you can put one headphone in very easily, nothing's in your way. Jersey is very versatile, and I don't think I wear it enough to justify how great it is. Okay guys, that is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope that you were able to see a difference, because I always see hijab styles on YouTube, and I've seen so many hijab videos and tutorials, and I mean, I'm sure we're all sick of it. I think I've seen one or two where someone has specifically addressed women who work in an environment where you can't have a beautiful pretty hijab all over the place. Like, it has to be kept under wraps, but still whilst wearing it and still whilst looking good. I really hope that this helped anyone who is a hijabi or thinking of wearing hijab but didn't quite know how to incorporate it into their lifestyle. And like I said, if you are new to this channel, then my name is Amina, and I would love for you to subscribe and join the family. I'm hoping to pump out loads of educational videos in the next coming weeks and months, and that is my focus now. So that is why this tutorial is also kind of education student slash research. If you do have any other suggestions of things that you'd like for me to film, then leave me a comment down below, and I will hopefully get to that suggestion ASAP. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.